version of a Lucky Leprechaun. This one's going to go into Cook. There he is. Okay. So you can do all sorts of things. It's all dependent upon your version of what you want to do. And basically that's what I'm going to show you here today. So here we go. So I basically have everything all set out for myself to make it easy, to make it easier. And the colors I used was green, yellow, a little red, and a little black and gold. Okay? So basically, here are the components here. The way I do it is I use sort of heart-shaped. Let's see, are you in frame? Yeah, you're pretty good. I do heart-shaped. Here we go. So, let me show you, basically. These guys are the ones I'm going to put together for you. Alright, so I mixed the color, and the first time I mixed the color, I used a beigey, I used some translucent. This had a little glitter in it. I thought it might be kind of cool to have a little glitter, but the color didn't come out very right. I was a little concerned by it. I'm just warming up the clay right now and getting it ready to show you. Now what I do is I take, and this will be his hat, and I make a heart shape. Most of the things are made out of a heart shape. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I did. And I make a little point at the bottom, and I take one of my pointy tools, and I give it a little heart. You see? Then when I flatten it, this one might came out just a little different because this sat out last night. Probably come out the best. Am I in frame? Here, let's go over here. There we go. So there's my hat, right? I already made his face. There's his round little face, right? And the top of his hat, like that. We go across. Now you say, oh, what's the issue here? Let me show you. So see how this is cut? Again, I apologize for froggy voice. I cut it straight off so that we'll be able to put his head in here. And make a connection. There we go. And the same thing is true with his pants. And I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to take one of my clay tools that you get at they're just simple clay tools you can get at the store. I also think they use these for, well, you could use this, not this one in particular, but things like this to do nail art as well. So if you have those, and I'm just going to sort of make them come together. I turn it over, I do the same thing on the other side. Very simple. And then put the top on. Boom. Okay. Now his beard, I made his beard out of a red clay and put his beard around his face like that. And I was telling you about how the coloring, as you see the redness, he looks too red. Of course, maybe if he's Irish, I suppose he would be. But I also made a more fleshy colored piece that I can put in here and work Okay, so I'm going to open this up a little bit, put my fleshy colored in, and you're probably thinking, that seems like a lot of work. Well, the thing was, I had these all set up, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to share the fact that, you know, once I saw it and I didn't like the way it came out, I wanted his skin tone to be just a little lighter, not for any reason except for the fact that I'm using dark eyes and the red beard, and I wanted his eyes, I wanted his face to stand out. I didn't want it to look a little awkward. I think you could make the color whatever color you want. I mean, that's the way life is. You do what makes you happy. Now I'm just kind of pushing his beard up there. And you want to texturize the beard, but I'm going to do that later. Okay? So basically, here he is. And I'll show you how to do the eyes, since we're here. And I would put a little bit of coloring up here for his hair to come out, once I get that right. And his eyes are going to be right dead center. And it's going to come down from the hat. I don't want it up by the hat. I want it down here. I want it to look cute. Okay? I already pre-made the eyes, little teeny tiny balls of clay in there. The last ones I used beads, and they were, oh my god, they were really difficult to get in there straight. You know, like the straight eyes there. There you go. Even this one, they're kind of offset, and I know they're beads. I didn't like that so much. So the little round balls of clay work perfectly, and if it doesn't, you can pull them out and do it again. I did try to do, I like this character eyes better than the ones that were, excuse me again, ones that, the beads. Okay, so usually our little leprechaun gets a buckle up here in this area. And I decided, as I was trying to make a gold buckle, that, well, why couldn't it be a heart? Because it was going on this theme, you see, the heart theme, sort of. And I thought, well, geez, why not? So I made the buckle. I tried to turn it around, and it was kind of floppy. And eventually I just said, all right, let's just make it a heart. The heart came so easily, and I really think it's cute. It gives it its own little style. All right. So as you can see here, I'm doing the bearded bead. And you just put some texture in his beard. God almighty, help me. All right, and you can see the coloring difference. Look at that. See? For some reason, to me, this kind of blends nicer. This almost looks like he had I don't know, an issue. Okay, so let me show you about the top part of his bangs, where it comes out of this is my vision of the leprechaun, just the way it is for me. You can do what you like. This is what I did. So there his little hair goes in, and we're just going to push it under and give it some texture. So he has his little bangs. And see? Just to me, it looks a little, reminds me of some relatives. There we go. Okay. Now the same, I did a heart. I'm going to show you that for his shirt. I chose yellow because I thought it went nicely with the colors, and it did. It did come out nice. Very springy looking. It goes well with the green. And I made the heart shape. I'm going to flatten this out a little bit. Again, the heart shape. And we have it tapered here. And then I give him his little, make his little heart there. There we go. And then, when you press him down, you want to take where the heart is and you want to pull that part of the heart out. Sorry for shaking. Pull that part of the heart out so that it makes his shoulders. And then you pull this, the point of his heart down. So see, that becomes his collar, his shoulders. I'm not going to work on that here to save you time. And if you need to, you can just cut that down. Here comes his head. Boom. I'm not going to attach that. If you're going to take a part of the green and you're going to make him suspenders, you have to make him suspenders. It's sort of, it's the whole illusion. Okay, and I'm going to put it up here like this. Get that ready. Again, here is his pants. There's the heart, right? And I leave the bottoms a little puffy. You'll see in these, and the bottoms are a little puffy. They kind of look cute. All right, like that. And of course, you're going to have to take your little fella and check out the sizing. I like to keep the head nearby just to get the sizing right. And it's all done by eye. There is no measurement. Okay. And then I'm going to connect these two. Let me see. His head's going to squish in there a little bit. He still seems a little, just a little bit too wide and too tall. Leprechauns are supposed to be just a little bit shorter. Okay, like I say, I want to keep the bubble on the bottom, the bubble legs on the bottom. Here we go. And maybe we'll just take away some of his waist. There we go. I think we're getting there. Alright. Let me show you. This is a cuticle stick. You can see I've used it for almost everything. Almost. And perfect little tool to help me manipulate my clay around a little bit. I want the suspenders just, most of this stuff was just thrown together. I want my suspenders to be over the pants so that I can put my gold buttons on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give a little squish on his waist so the pants can go over. Okay? And when I turn them around, I will be able to blend it. I'll show you that in a second. So I want my suspenders like this. You see? Let me show you. I'm going to turn this guy around. So I lift him up, turn him over. And I like to do it with a pointy tool. Oh, I hope my head's not in the way. Here's my pointy tool. And we're just going to bring that in like this. Okay, I'm just going to scratch it in. It's a little dry today because I set these up yesterday and got everything prepared. Note to self, put some saran wrap over it. Okay, a little dog hair. What's life without a little dog hair in it? And I turn them over. Okay. Now this side, I'm going to separate his arms out a little. And then we're going to blend this part. But this part, I want it to be softer because this is the front. So I'm just going to bring it down with my little ball tool. And then smooth it out. Make sure he keeps his waist. We all want a waist, right? It's okay if he looks like he's wearing a onesie, but he certainly must have, you got to be able to tell it's a leprechaun or a little person. Sometimes my clay beings don't necessarily look like that. Here we go. Okay, there's one little strip. I just rolled it out, flattened it, cut them the same size. There we go. Tap them in there like that. Then I'm going to take my little ball tool and put little buttonholes right there, and that's going to help attach that. Then you take some gold clay, a little bit. This is, I don't know if other people do this, but this is how I do it. I virtually just kind of give myself two little pieces and I roll them in my fingers. Now here's a little trick. If you sit and you just roll these things in your two fingers, your two hands, and you can almost tell, I can tell, and you do this for a while, which one is bigger and which one's smaller. And that'll give you a good idea if you should adjust. Now I'm thinking my left is bigger. Let's see. Not by much. Alright, so it works. Put that in there. Put this one in here. Ready? And then you just take this one and just give them a little push to flatten them out. Boom, boom. And two little holes from where he sewed his buttons on. Okay, and we take the two little black balls, same thing. I rolled them in my fingers to see if they're basically the same. And I'm going to attach them. Now how I do this is I just have them and I squish them up. You don't have to worry about it really looking like a real shoe. It's giving the thought of a shoe. Alright? It's like a three-dimensional drawing. We don't have to worry about whether or not they are people. Isn't you getting the idea? You think, oh yeah. You're not even thinking that it's shoes, to be honest with you. Alright, let me lift them up for you. I'm going to fix the edges, make his hands. And usually I decide what I'm going to do with his hands. His hands is really short. His hands are really short. And if you see with this guy here, I was able to bring his arms because I attached the hands. And then when I brought his hands together, I put the little pot of gold there. Then with this guy, I let his hands stay on the side and the pot of gold is by his feet. This one covered his little gold buttons, and even though he is cute in my mind, I really wanted the gold buttons to show. So that's why I changed that. If you make these, you can do whatever you want. You know that. I don't even think I have to say that. Alright. So, again, my two little fleshy colored hands are going to go here, and I'm just going to squish them in there. Attach them, and once they cure, it's going to be fine. You do whatever you like, bring them together, wherever you put them, that's it. Do as you please. Okay, you can also make a little thumb if you like, it's up to you. Just make a little indentation, and you're giving the illusion of a thumb. You see? Hopefully. The illusion of a thumb. There you go. Alright, I've already made his little pot of gold, and that is, you can see it's just a half a pot. And I'm going to put it down here. First I want to scratch it up just a little bit. Any of the clay, if you worked with any kind of clay at all of those theories work with this. You know this, you guys. You should know this. I don't know if you do or you don't. I have no idea. I'm just chatting. Okay. I figure most people probably know more than we think they know. Right? And I'm just adding some gold to bring it up, and I'm putting some indents in there to give the illusion of coins. Okay? There we go. Alright, so I'll take my little guy. I'm going to put him right there, and there you have it. Now if you want a, of course you do have to attach him. Let's get him up first. That's the one thing you want to be careful of. You don't put him on there, and then unfortunately, if you don't take him off once in a while or move him around, you may be stuck trying to peel him off of something. This is a Teflon paper. I think I got it from Tim Holtz. There was a time you could buy this paper for baking, I think, but the crafters found out about it, and that was the end of it. Okay, so that will stick. That's pretty good. The next thing I want to do is I want to make him his shamrock. So I'm going to take some of my green. I'm going to warm it up, and I'm just going to give it some, let's think, 3 little balls. I think that's what I'll do. I'll make him a little one. Okay, so we're going to cut this in thirds. There we go. Make my 3 little balls. Am I out of frame? Probably. And I'm giving you a shadow, sorry. Oh, I keep trying. I don't know what to do. Alright, so here's my 3 little balls. And we want them round. So, oh, there we go. On here I want to say thank you to everybody who is subscribing. I really appreciate that. It tells me that what I'm doing is of interest, and seriously, I mean, there's other reasons why people want you to subscribe and share and whatever, but basically it's like an editorial. All right, so there's my little heart, but there we go, and I just want to bring, there's a little point. There we go. And do it again. Poke my little bottom down. I want to keep the outside edges puffy. And I make my little point. Here we go. And the third one. And a little point. Alright, there we go. Here's our shamrock. We just got to put them together. So basically, I need to warm this one up, because I need this. There we go. And what I'm going to make is just like a little rounded with a fat bottom. I'm going to put him right about here. Scratch a place for these things to come in. There we go. I like that. There we go. Almost looks like a 4-leaf clover. Oh, his little footsie came off. Well, there you have it. Things happen, right? Okay, so I'm going to put this here and fix his little toe. Show you what I got. There he is. Why don't you try? And I hope you have a lot of luck this year. And good health and all those good things that come with it. Take care for now.